Hey, soul survivors. I'm going to give you a little twist on what it is that we need to learn from Matthew Hussey. Now, he is a relationship expert, really good looking guy, gives really good advice. And you would think, great looking guy. He knows how to talk to women, he knows the dynamics that make relationships work. But he was with this woman for a year. And within that year, he was dating two women at the same time and cheated. So this person who gets the concepts, like he's pretty spot on with the things that he says on how to, make a man want you more, how not to be too needy and this and that, just the different little things. Don't invest too much. People like what they invest in. Sometimes we invest more than we should. But he has all the information that he needs to have the perfect relationship. He knows what he's talking about, but he's not putting it into action. So did his looks make him feel entitled because it was easy? Was he used to women chasing after him, or now he has this newfound fame? It can change people. A lot of times, people who are good looking, they do have more opportunities for dating, and there are more temptations. So he broke his commitment to this person, and she had boundaries, so she left. But my point is as far as what we really need to learn from him is not necessarily all the other stuff. What we need to learn is when you have all the information, it does you absolutely no good unless you put it into action. So if you've been watching me, if you've been watching other YouTubers, hopefully you had the information that you need. I have started recently saying, as far as, understanding the narcissist, the red flags, things like that, but we have to start focusing on ourselves, what the lesson was, what we need to change, how to up our boundaries, that we had the information. And I've talked about journaling. I've talked about going on walks, reconnecting with friends, getting back into your routine of showering and cleaning and decluttering your home. A decluttered home or an organized home feels more spacious, more freeing. And are we doing those things? Are we eating healthier? Are we drinking less or not drinking at all? Are we partying too much? Are we wanting attention and maybe not and having the true relationship, maybe a one night stand or a 1 month thingy or whatever? Are we putting into action what it is we need? Now, some of us, it's not always a love relationship. Sometimes it does go back to, we're trying to heal our childhood wounds because we had narcissistic parents, or one was narcissistic, one was overindulgent. We're starting to wonder what's going on with us, why we're handling things certain ways, why people see things different ways. So it's a hard concept dealing with the narcissistic mind. It's almost like they're in reverse. We can look at things certain ways. And, like if, I don't know, I gave you, I don't know, hamburgers for dinner tonight. You can look at it as like, I really don't care because I didn't give you your favorite meal, that I don't care about you. Or you can look at it like, that's nice, she gave me a nice meal. It's perception. And the narcissist perceives things differently. And we have to accept that. It's thinking in reverse, and it's not a good match. And, you can deal with a certain amount of narcissism because we all have narcissistic traits, but we have to try to show our true selves to other people. We have to be vulnerable. And right now we're in a state where we don't want to be vulnerable. So a lot of us have a mask on. Society is really weird where to function in society, it's almost like we have to wear a mask. Me as a teacher, I can't sit there and tell these kids how needy I am. Like, I'm so sad today, or I didn't sleep good, or I just want it quiet. I don't want to talk to you right now. There's certain things that we have to do in life that makes it difficult. But in our own time, that We have to heal ourselves. We have to learn from the lesson. And with how great his advice was, even he didn't take it. And it's hard to avoid temptations. It's hard sometimes to appreciate what we do have. And, sometimes we feel like we've lost everything. So we have to focus differently. We have to focus on what we do have. Even if you're staying at a friend's house, you're blessed to have a friend that's willing to open their home if you lost everything in a divorce. I told you guys that I just completely had my bank account. I've been saving for a house, and somebody somehow hacked my Amazon account or got into my credit card somehow and was able to take all my money. But I knew I had a paycheck coming. I knew that I still had time before I had to pay, my rent. And I also had food in the cupboard that we can look at as devastation, or we can look at it as a blessing that we're still going to be okay. It's a shift in our minds that we have to do. And we have to start putting it into play. We have to be better listeners. We have to express our boundaries. And if people aren't respecting that, we're kind of training them how to treat us. And once a relationship has gone on for so long, people don't want to change it, because if our boundaries were broken, they were getting what they wanted. They wanted it easy. When things are easy, it's not as appreciated. So it is okay to have your boundaries. Matthew Hussey did not put his own advice into action. So that's the lesson that we need to learn, is we can know everything. We can know what a narcissist is. We can know why or how or what happened, but we're hurt. And some of us are longing to get back with the narcissist. Some of us are angry. Some of us want revenge. Some of us want the rumination to stop. We want to understand this cognitive dissonance on what we're doing, that we're choosing the easier way, to just go back to something toxic, as opposed to loving ourselves to keep us toxin free. It's just like giving into an addiction of smoking. It's easier just to keep doing it. But that's not the healthy way. So we can deal with the addiction to another person, which is that trauma bond. And it's hard because it is like coming off of cocaine, is how they relate it, that the pain from the withdrawal can be quite painful, and it causes physiological changes in our body. But when those physiological changes are happening, it can lead to disease. So then the narcissist gives you brain damage and starts causing disease within your body, whether it's diabetes, high blood pressure, heart attack, stroke, different cancers from stress. So you can keep, as an analogy, keep smoking. The choice is yours. It's something that in the moment calms your nerves, because it's a vice. But the narcissistic relationship, we have to break free from that vice, because that vice is not causing stability. It's an addiction. We got addicted. We got codependent or addicted in that trauma bond. We fell in love with our abuser. That's that Stockholm syndrome. And it takes time. So if you can think what smoking does over time, sometimes we think in the moment, I'm just nervous right now. Right now, we're nervous about the future. But we have to take the healthy steps. Because if we do the unhealthy steps, it can be quite detrimental. So I'm sending you guys lots of love. the lesson I want you to learn from Matthew Hussey is the information is useless unless you put it into action. So let me know how I can help you. I do one-on-ones. Topic requests are always welcome. If you need help with your certain situation, certain specifics, let me know. I have a good insight, bird's eye view. I'll talk to you soon.